Good morning, ma'am. I'm here to prevent a presentation about prevention of toxicity. Objective: identify the different types of poisons and poisoning. Number two, discuss ways for the elimination of poisons in the body. This is topic one. Describe the types of poisons and poisoning. These are the top 5 deadliest poisons on the planet. Number one, botulinum toxin. Scientists differ about the relative toxicities of substances, but they seem to agree that botulinum toxins produced by anaerobic bacteria is the most toxic substances known. Its LD50 is tiny, at most 1 nanogram per kilogram, can kill a human. Extrapolating from its effect on mice on intranervous dose of just 10 to 7 grams would be fatal to 70 kilogram person. It was first identified as a cause of food poisoning due to incorrectly prepared sausage, Latin "Botulus" in late 18th century Germany. There are several botulinum toxins, with type A being most potent. These are polypeptides consisting of over 1,000 amino acid molecules joined together. They cause muscle paralysis by preventing the release of the signaling molecule neurotransmitter ace- acetylcholine. The same paralyzing property is fundamental to the clinical use of the botulinum toxin is cosmetic Botox. Number 2, mycotoxin. These are a number of potent marine toxins such as saxitoxin, which are often the cause of poisoning after eating contaminating shellfish. These are often associated with harmful algal blooms in the sea. Mycotoxin is the most lethal of these substances, account to have LD50 about an order of magnitude less than batrachatoxin. Formed by a dinoflagellate, a kind of a marine plankton, it has a very complicated structure which presents a massive challenge to synthetic chemists. Mycotoxin is a cardiotoxin. Its effect by increasing the flow of calcium ions through the cardiac muscle membrane, causing heart failure. Number 3, batrachotoxin. Batrachotoxin. We've all heard of South American Indians using venom tipped blowpipes to hunt their prey. Curare is the best known and comes from a plant. The most toxic, however, come from the skin's tiny frogs, and the deadliest of all is batrachotoxin. Native Indians in western Colombia collect these frogs, golden pilobates, terribilis, and multicolored pilobates bicolor, and sweat out the poisons over a fire before putting it on their darts. The LD50 is around 2 micrograms per kilogram, meaning that an amount the size of 2 grains of table salt will kill you. Batrachotoxins kill by interfering with sodium ion channels in the cells of muscle nerves, jamming them open. They do not lose. The continued migration of Na plus ions result ultimately in heart failure. Number 4, BX. BX, the only synthetic compound in our top 5. BX is a nerve agent with the consistency of engine oil. It emerged from ICIS research into new insecticide in the early 1950s, but proved too toxic to use in agriculture. BX kills by interfering with the transmission of nerve messages between cells. This requires a molecule called acetylcholine. After acetylcholine has passed on its message, it needs to broken down, otherwise will keep sending a message by an enzyme catalyst called acetylcholinesterase. PX and other nerve agents stop this. enzyme from working so muscle construction go out of control and you die of asphyxiation. Number 5. Resin. Resin's extremely toxic plant poison was famously used to kill the Bulgarian resident Georgy Markov. Exiled in London on September 7, 1978, he was waiting for a bus near Waterloo Bridge when he felt an impact the back of his right thigh. Looking around the man bending down to pick up an umbrella, Markov was soon taken to hospital with a high fever and died in 3 days later. An autopsy revealed a tiny spear made of a platinum rhodium alloy in Moscow thigh. The spear has been drilled to take a small amount of resin and may have been fired from air gun hidden in the umbrella. Resin is obtained from the beans of the castor oil plant Ricinus communis, which is cultivated to extract the oil. The resin remains in the solid fiber. It is glycoprotein that interferes with protein synthesis in the cell, causing cell death. It has an LD50 of 1 to 20 milligrams per kilogram if orally ingested. And this is the topic number 2, the signs and symptoms of poisoning. These are the type of poisoning includes highly toxic chemicals not meant for human ingestion or contact, such as cyanides, paint thinners, or household cleaning products. Many poisons, however, are substances meant for humans to eat, including foods and medicines. Foods. Some mushrooms are poisonous. Drinking water contaminated by agricultural of industrial chemicals. Food that has not been properly prepared or handled. Drugs that are helpful in therapeutic doses may be deadly when taken in excess. Signs and symptoms of poisoning are so wide and variable that there is no easy way to classify them. Some poisons enlarge the pupils while others shrink them. Some result in excessive drooling while others dry mouth and skin. Some speed the heart while others slow the heart. Some increase the breathing rate while others slow it. When cause pain while others are painless. Some cause hyperactivity while others cause drowsiness. Confusion is often seen with the symptoms. Some signs of symptoms of poisoning can imitate signs and symptoms of common illness. For example, nausea and vomiting area are signs vomiting and symptoms nausea of poisoning. However, nausea and vomiting can also be found in many illnesses that have nothing to do with poisoning. Example, stroke, heart attack, stomach ulcers, gallbladder problems, hepatitis, appendicitis, head injuries, and many others. Ways to eliminate poisons in the body. If you think someone has been severely poisoned and they're still conscious, ask them to still and stay with them while you wait for medical help to arrive. If they've been poisoned while swallowing something, try to get them spit anything that is remaining in their mouth. If a harmful substance is splashed into skin or clothes, remove contaminated items and wash the affected area thoroughly with our cool water. Be careful not to be contaminate yourself in the process. Hospital treatment. Some people who have swallowed a poisonous substance or overdose on medication will be admitted to hospital for examination and treatment. Possible treatments that can be used to treat poisoning include activated charcoal, sometimes used to treat someone who's been poisoned. The charcoal binds the poison and stops it being further absorbed into the blood. Antidotes. These are substances that either prevent the poison from working or reverse its effects. Sedatives may be given if the person is agitated and ventilator breathing machine may be used. if the person stops breathing. Anti-epileptic medicine may be used if the person has seizures. Tests and investigation. Investigation may include blood tests and an electrocardiogram (ECG). Blood tests can be used to check the level of chemicals and glucose in the blood. They may be used to perform toxicology screen tests to find out and how many drugs and how much medication a person has taken, and a liver function test which indicate how damaged the liver is good. An ECG is an electrical recording of the heart to check that it's functioning properly. And this is the last topic. Describe ways to eliminate poisons in the body when a person is conscious and unconscious. Size up the scene, check for a pulse, check if the person is breathing, administer the painful stimuli, assessing an unresponsive person, call 911 or emergency hotline number. Size up the scene. The first step is any emergency situation is to stop and assess the situation, see if you can determine what caused injury to the person and if it's safe for you to approach. It doesn't help anyone to rush into a situation before the hazard has completely entered. You can help the person if you fall victim to the same emergency. And emergency medical service EMS does not need to rescue two people. Be aware of other common causes of unconsciousness. If you know the person or witnesses her pass out, you may be able to provide emergency medical staff with clues as to diagnosis of cause of unconsciousness. Common causes of diminished consciousness or loss of consciousness include severe blood loss, severe injury to the head or chest, severe overdose, alcohol intoxication, a car accident or other major injury, blood sugar problem as a diabetic, and monitor the person until emergency medical personnel arrive. It is important to have someone watching over the patients of all time. If they remain semi-consciousness and appears to be breathing and not in any distress, continue to watch him until medical staff arrive. If the person becomes totally unresponsive, the situation is much more serious and you will need to assess him further and process with the step by step below. And this is the end of my presentation, ma'am. God bless.